everybody, Carl here with Pave Chaser. Thank you for joining me today. We are doing another video on our KTM Duke 890 Adventure build-out series, and you can see I got that here behind me in all of its splendor. I've got my windscreen on, tank bag, got the hard shell cases in the back here, even got an engine guard installed, just recently installed that. You can check that video out if you're interested in that. But today's video, we're gonna talk about protecting our assets. And by assets, I mean, quite literally, our seating. KTM has a couple different seats options now available for the Duke in the Powerparts series. And you can see here, now that I've added my stock seat, I have a slight seat and arrayment, and I'm gonna go over a couple of the options that might be of interest to you. I couldn't find a whole lot of information or video on these, so I'm gonna do my best to give you some detailed information to help you make a decision if you're thinking of upgrading your seat. First off, on the KTM Powerparts website, there are 3 different seating options for the Ergo seat you can get for this bike. I'll throw the model numbers up on the screen. One of them being the same seating height as the stock seat. Another one being 20 millimeters lower than the stock seat in an Ergo seat, which 20 millimeters is gonna be about 0.8 inches. So you're looking at about a little bit more than 3/4 of an inch lower. And then they have another seat, which is 20 millimeters or 3/4 of an inch-ish higher. So today, I actually have 2 of them. I have the one that is the same height as the original, and the one that is 20 millimeters or 0.8 inches higher. I did not bother getting the lower one, whereas I'm 6'2", I already find the seating on this bike low enough. And because I'm looking at putting a seat on here for comfort purposes, I wasn't quite confident that going down 3/4 of an inch on the exact same hardware was gonna actually allow that seat to be more comfortable, and I'll show you why here. If you look at these 3 seats, these hard plastic pieces underneath here are all the same part. They all have the same part number. I will show you a couple of the differences between the stock one and the new Powerparts. So you can see here, these 2 are the exact same size, so KTM says. The new one's got that nice little orange Powerparts badge beside it, which looks nice. Looking at them straight off the bat, they are close to the same. One major difference you're gonna find in the seating that's the same height is that there is a little bit more padding up here. So that would be definitely useful. It's gonna be a little thicker up top, but overall the seating on the motorcycle will be the same size. I'm going to try to do my best to provide you with some information based on some highly technical and advanced scientific devices. I have a Stanley 25-foot construction tape that's beat up and a piece of wood. This is the best I can do because it's really difficult to get a good idea of the differences of these seats when they're sitting on the bike. They all practically look the same. So here I have them sitting on this bench, and if you look at them from this angle close up, you're gonna see that there are noticeable differences between the 3 of them. We have stock, we have same size as stock, we have 20 millimeters higher than stock. And right off the bat, when you're looking here, you're gonna see that this stock sized one that's upgraded, the Ergo seat, is a little bit thicker than this one. There's a little bit more padding. And this one's the hefty seat of the crew. And it's noticeably bigger. And we're gonna go ahead and do a quick measurement here. So right off the bat, you can see from the base, we've got about 2 3/4 inches on the stock seat. Here we have about 3 inches. So we're about a 1/4 inch thicker. And coming over here, we have 3 3/4 height from here. So you're up pretty much 3/4 of an inch, like they say in the specs, from the stock seat, upgraded Ergo seat to the new Ergo seat. Now, it is a lot more padded up here as compared to these 2. And so the only way I could kind of get an accurate depiction of that, this is approximately 5.5 inches high. Coming over here on the same line is approximately 5 inches high. So you've got you got about 1/2 inch higher of padding on here than you do on the stock seat. And then coming over here, we are about 5 inches high. So again, about the same. They're quite simple to take off. In fact, I never mentioned, but there's really only 2 bolts here. You need a Torx 30, and you can pull those 2 out, slide the new seat in. My decision was going to come down to seeing the stock sized Ergo seat and the upgraded Ergo seat. I plan on returning one of them, so I can't actually do a full driving test review, but we will do a sitting test review. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stock seat back on just so I can remember what it feels like. So, okay, so getting on here. Yeah, so this is the seat that I've been using for the last about 14,000 kilometers, and I can tell you from experience that after a long time in the saddles, let's say 7, 8, 9 hours, I do start to get sore a little bit on the inside of my thighs. I don't believe there's a whole lot of padding in here. So let's see how the new Ergo seat feels. All right, nice in there and tight. Okay. So right off the bat, I realize this is highly subjective. It's quite difficult to do a scientific review on a seat because it really is going to come down to seat, like, you know, what position is comfortable for you, how long your arms are, there's a whole lot of factors, but just give you my opinion on this, I guess. So I definitely can feel this one being a little bit more comfortable. It's got a little bit more padding up front here. Like I kind of noticed when we're doing the measurements, there's about a ½ inch difference. And as far as seating position goes, this seems about right. So this is the well-fed seat, and I'm honestly leaning more toward it just from a logical standpoint. Like I mentioned earlier, the more padding, the better. The only thing that was concerning me would have been the change of the seating position. And yeah, this is a big difference already. And these seats aren't broken in because they're literally right out of the box. I can tell I'm up a little bit. I can feel myself leaning a little bit more, but then again, I think that after sitting in it for a while, it's probably going to wear in, and it'll probably become a little bit more softer, and I'll sink down a little bit. This is the clear winner in my opinion. If I'm going to spend an extra close to $200 on a seat, I'm going to want to make sure it's as comfortable as possible. Yeah, you can see here it's quite a bit thicker along that profile. The seat's actually quite nice. I will give more opinion on it once I actually get some saddle time with it. In the next 6 weeks or so, we're gonna be taking this to the Arctic Circle from the east coast of Canada, like 8,000 or 9,000 kilometers, just one way, close to 6,000 miles one way. And I will definitely be giving my opinion on that, so be sure to check in on those. If you're kind of on the fence like I was between getting the stock seating size or the thicker one, as far as for touring goes, this is gonna be the clear winner. This one's the clear winner for me, so that's it guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.